all 6 boats were probably within 3 lengths of each other for the entire race and crossing the finish line. I did get a close look, and again, it was, as you mentioned, David, buzzer for that second place finish. It looked like the team from Asheville Youth in the 5-path closest to us did in fact nip Nashville by a couple of feet. So I have the unofficial order of finish in event number 63 as St. Andrews first, Asheville Youth second, Nashville third, and GAR, Gainesville Area Rowing, finishing fourth.
Yeah, congratulations to all the young women in that race. That was very well done, very exciting.
I tell you, they just keep firing them in and out. So as much as we're excited about wrapping up event number 63, we are right into event number 64, which is the men's youth quad with Coxon. We have 6 entries in this particular race. David, you want to take us through our entries?
Yeah, starting in lane 1, furthest from the shoreline here, we have Sarasota. Lane 2 is TriStar. Lane 3, Belen. Lane 4 is Miami Beach. First Coast in lane 5. And closest to our shoreline here by the tower is GAR, Gainesville Area, in lane 6. So it looks like we have 6 boats in this men's quad final. You mentioned the favorability of the center lanes. I heard yesterday that there was the potential that the better times in the time trials yesterday might be seated more toward the middle of the course with the favorability there that gives you kind of a view to both sides to be able to have a good view of all the boats on the water. So probably no coincidence that we're seeing some of these boats in the center lanes finishing up front in most of these races. Probably corresponds to some good time trials that they had in their finishes yesterday.
Yeah, that's a very astute observation and very accurate assessment of what we've seen so far this weekend. We've been coming here for some time, and I think the course is very weather dependent in terms of lane favorability, and oftentimes, especially if there's any wind coming out of the east, that retention wall along the shoreline plays such a factor in smoothing things out. We typically see somewhat of a lane bias along the shorelines, with lanes 6 and 7 being a more favorable choice. But this weekend, with very little wind, it's actually calmer right now than it was when we started the day. Glass calm conditions from almost the 500-meter mark all the way to the finish line. I think, David, the perspective that you had on vision to both sides of your competitors is a very valid point on why we've seen such a strong push in winning from the center of the course. Lane 4 has produced more winners than any other lane today, and the other lanes that have produced winners have been right to the right and left of that. I don't think that we've seen a boat win from lane 1 along the far shoreline, or the one that we typically see, which is lane 7, running right up along the beach. So we'll turn our attention to our current event and where everybody is, and by no surprise, it's the boats coming up the middle of the course that have control of this race. So in lane 4, Miami Beach, Belen Jesuit in lane 3, and First Coast in lane number 5 are our top 3 competitors right now. TriStar is making a move in lane number 2 away from the beach, looking to push their way up in to third place. And then along the shoreline, GAR is in 5th, and Sarasota on the far outside is in 6th place.
Yeah, it doesn't look like any of the boats have made a big separation. I'm not seeing any open water here. It's very close to being connected for these first 4 or 5 boats. So hopefully we get another tight finish here and more excitement.
One of the things that we saw in the quads yesterday, and of course it was time trials, not head-to-head like this, but we saw some really strong closing kicks from 200 meters in, teams really pushing it hard to ensure that they make it to today and get into these finals. So we'll see what these teams have left in the tank. As they approach the 200-meter mark, it is Miami Beach in command by a boat and a half. Belen Jesuit in lane number 3 is holding on to second. First Coast in lane number 5 is in third, and TriStar continuing to push and make up ground from lane number 2, trying to get themselves up into medal position.
Yeah, Miami Beach looking really strong and comfortable in this quad boat. Belen pushing hard, trying to get there, stay connected with them, but it really looks like Miami Beach is comfortable here.
Well, we're in deep stretch. If this was Gulfstream, we're into the final furlong. The last kick maybe 12 to 15 strokes away from the finish for these boats. And again, it is Miami Beach, and they're just not willing to relinquish the lead. They're not willing to give any ground. Belen is all out, ears pinned back, doing everything that they can, but they just can't seem to get their bow across the stern of the Miami Beach boat. And as they hit the finish line,
it's going to be Miami Beach taking gold, Belen with a great race in second, and First Coast third. Looks like TriStar and Gar fourth and fifth, and Sarasota will be finishing up momentarily.
nice job, man. Tremendous effort out there on the water. And David, since you've